All right, guys. So I'm holding on to 442 SPY puts. They expire on the 11th. They're currently up 200%. If you've been following along, you purchased puts a few days ago. This would be a conservative place to sell. It'd be a smart place to sell. I see a sharper drop. We have another sharp drop approaching. So like, I want to mark this area here on my technical chart, because we had, for pre-market, we had the Queen of Discs, which is a significator for a price level. So I'm just going to mark that, and we'll revisit that later and see if it matches up with that card over the timeline spreads moving forward. So we'll put it like here and here. Matter of fact, let's make it brown. Alright, so that's the Queen of Discs. I'm going to annotate that. Alright, and so then we had a little bit of a move here, but it was the Prudence card matched up with the Sun card. So right at the open, we had that push higher. It's kind of like a little bit of a fake out, and then we dropped to a low between 10 and 11. It's currently 11 o'clock. We had that low right around 10, 11 actually. And then we did some back and forth, back and forth. We had another kind of like trough, secondary trough. This is an important price level that we find support at. But that support doesn't look like it's going to hold, just to be clear. And we're going to put in another horizontal line here as an indicator for the Six of Swords, the Science card. We'll put that in yellow. Oops. Yeah, they're still doing construction, guys, so I have my earphones in. If there's like jackhammering and I don't hear it, I apologize. Right now they're stomping. It's crazy. It's been like, I've been surrounded by construction for quite some time. It says something about the psyche, actually. A lot of building going on, come to think of it. Yeah, so like I said, moving into this, there should be a low here around, let's say around 1 o'clock, a little bit after 1 o'clock maybe. That'd likely be a good place to sell, but I'm going to be holding overnight. I'm looking to sell around the low, the Queen of Discs tomorrow around that low. Although I may roll in this low if it's a really, really juicy drop and I make, the puts appreciate quite a bit more. Like 200% is pretty nice. We're up 200%, but for options you can see a lot more than that. I'd also like to point out, guys, if you've been following around on the long-term investment recommendations, Sayona Mining, SYAXF. The S&P is currently down. Where are we? Yeah, S&P is currently down 1.5%, guys. Meanwhile, Sayona Mining is up 7% today. So that's a good indication of strength and that there's something going on. It looks like we're about to take that nosedive midday that I've been expecting. And that if you're looking to be conservative and get out for like a 200 or 300% profit on these options, I do it in the midst of this decline that we're gonna be dropping into relatively soon, midday here. As far as what my cards say on the monthly, I'm playing a swing. So I bought my puts a little while ago. I bought my puts on the 1st. They expire on the 11th. Today on the monthly overview would be a good idea to buy some puts I'm looking to sell tomorrow those puts. That's what I'm looking to do for a nice juicy profit. However, again, guys, I may roll my puts. If we have that sharp drop in the middle of the day today, like I see, I'll likely roll my puts a little bit further out, maybe lighten up, take some profit, and reposition myself so that I'm still relatively safe. So some interesting things, guys, is that what I see coming over the next few weeks. Look, we have yesterday we had the Queen of Discs, right? So let's see where we were at in the pre-market yesterday. All right, so pre-market yesterday, Queen of Discs. And this is how you come to learn. This is how I came to learn the patterns, guys. It was just by cross-referencing. If you go to the website tarotfortraders.com, there's probably close to 1,000 daily S&P 500 posts. They weren't videos. I was too chicken to do video yet. I was still learning, but the chart for the S&P 500 is posted above a lot of the more recent ones, especially above the actual spread for that day, and I was able to cross-reference a lot of what behavior between the cards over time and what I was seeing as behavior in the actual charts, and that's how I came to learn about these patterns, and that's how I could tell actual candlesticks. If you buy the book, guys, in the actual book, Tarot for Traders, the ebook that we sell currently, the cards have candlesticks that they're associated with. In other words, like a card indicates a specific candlestick. That's how in-depth I've gotten. I mean, like I said, there was 1,000 posts on tarotfortraders.com, but I mean, that was just when I started posting. I've been doing this for years. When I went to my old hard drives, I probably got several thousand daily posts as the S&P 500. All right, so anyhow, so this is Queen of Discs. Another Queen of Discs, right? With that said, so we had it again in the pre-market here, right? So pre-market there, pre-market here. So Queen of Discs in the pre-market, you can see likely means some sort of drop overnight, because we had pre-market and there was a drop, right? And then again pre-market and then there was a drop, and we have it in the pre-market. So boom, a drop, right? We've got it again, Queen of Discs here for tomorrow, the Thursday, somewhere around the 10 to 11 o'clock hour. There should be a bottom there. That's where I'm looking to sell my puts. So several days of this week are like that, and things like that are important to point out because they can really lead to some extra information that you wouldn't be able to extrapolate just by looking at one reading alone. See, right now I'm looking at that's gold. I'm looking at the 1 year, the S&P 500 1 year 2022 reading. It does it by like clusters of matter of fact, I'm going to show you real quick. This is the 1 year. Each one of these clusters represents a year. A month out of the year. So right now we're roughly right around here. That's all you get to see of that, though. And so I'm reading that. I'm reading the monthly S&P 500 overview reading, and then I'm also cross-referencing it with the dailies. And by doing that, I'm able to extrapolate quite a lot of information. It's as if I was looking at a daily chart with a yearly chart and an intraday chart all together overlapping the same time frame. You're able to extrapolate a lot of information. Same principle with tarot readings. Yeah, so right now we're in that science card 11 to 12-ish, boom. And then we should have, looks like we might have a little bit of a lip, like a move. Let's try this out again. I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done it because this chart from E-Trade is really problematic. Let me see if I can do it elsewhere. Alright, so I'm going to put in some ellipses here. Alright, so there's two things that could be happening here. Alright, so I'm going to put... So we should have like a crest somewhere around here. And then we're also going to have a relatively sharp drop. How low we go, I haven't quite mastered that yet in a lot of cases, but I'm working on it, my friends. I'm working on it. If I can time by the minute, I can figure out price movements too. Anything is possible, my friends. It's infinity. The issue being is that for most people, they're living in somebody else's reality. They're judging they're basing their reality and what's fact and what's real off of facts that were discovered by somebody else who then told them to somebody who took it on faith that they actually made sense and then wrote that in a book, and then that was taken on faith and that was written in a book. I'm not saying it's wrong. That's one reality, but unfortunately most of us are cultivated into the same reality. And the thing is, guys, it's infinity. It's all possible. You can live any reality. It is a multi-dimensional reality, right? Right now, you and I, we're synchronized. We're meeting through a synchronicity. We haven't talked about any global, things going on. All we're talking about is this thing with the stock market where we're going to have a drop. I did sense that drop. I feel it coming. Put that in. See if I can guesstimate how far down we're going to go by looking at some other cards and other readings, as I mentioned. I don't know, I sense it. It's possible we have that lip there, but there's a drop. We either have a drop or we have a lip and a drop. There's two possibilities, right? I'm going to go with this, though. I'm just going to go with that. So we have a little bit of a lip, right? Should actually make that a bit bigger. All right. And then we've got a drop. All right, so that's where I kind of see it happening now. I'm gonna screenshot that. And we'll come back to that later. Now, part of how I felt it was easy for me to extrapolate that we would be lower today than we were yesterday, is because yesterday we had the low card correlating to the science card, which is an important price level significator. However, it was nullified. There was no correlation to any of the timeline cards, right? However, the following day we have the science card appear. Today we have the science card appear in the deck, indicating that yesterday's low correlator would correlate to a timeline card today. If that makes sense. All right, and then let's see. Looks like we have another crest there. It's a possible high. I think probably just a crest, though, is my sense, because it has some overshadowing of yesterday's low correlator. If you're just tuning in now, guys, we are looking at the S&P 500 chart, the current live chart going on right now, predicting the crests and troughs coming. See, we have the low correlator here also appearing the following day in the pre-market where we have that trade card. That's where I'm looking at. I'm looking right at the open, roughly right around there, guys. I'll be looking to sell my puts. So we have a drop, and then we should probably revisit this price level over here sometime after that. I'll put in some horizontals here. All right, so the science card, 6 of Swords between roughly 11 and 12, right? We visited that. I'm gonna say like this area right here is the science cards area. right, so... Oh. All right, so we should probably revisit the science card area here after that drop. Now, you don't see all the pieces, guys, but when you combine Eso-Meta data with a technical chart like I'm doing right now, you're filling in blanks. It's like if you had a Mad Libs. The story's been told. You just need to know, like, did he get mad at this point or happy or, you know, whatever it is, you know? Like, you pick the emotion or the word or whatever. And that's basically, it's a similar concept. You have the technical charts, and then the Eso-Meta data fills in questions. Like, you're moving towards a support level. The Eso-Meta data will tell you if you're breaking through it or if you're bouncing off of it in a lot of cases. Like, where else do you get that data? You don't get that data anywhere else, my friends. That data is impossible. It's impossible. Let all the experts keep telling you that. Get the edge. It's free. There's no scam. This is free, right? Don't be an idiot. Don't be one of those critics who doesn't do his homework. He just decides what's possible. His entire reality is built off of books and what other people have told him. And he's so certain he's right that he doesn't even see the truth. Don't be that guy. Go check the facts. I do this every single day, my friends. Every single day. All right? So with that said, we've got this set up right here. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back on in a bit, and we'll see where we're at, my friends. Hang tight, and I'll see you all in a bit.